Everybody to episode 17 of the latest, Brad. So that's about 4 months.
Yeah, welcome everybody. We're in a groove now, David.
So much has happened in the 4 months, every week. I think we talked about it last week. Right when I think I'm caught up by the end, you always pull something up. I'm like, oh, can I catch up? You know? And
Yeah.
it's also too, we're on this world cycle with all this innovation going on all around the world. So it's just every night something new's coming out. Somebody showed me Lovely. Have you seen Lovely, the website maker?
Just when I thought I was caught up,
Right?
let's start with Lovely. I like
Uh,
okay. Or you didn't say this in the warm up. You're like, we'll go right
and
to you, Brad. And then you're
because
like,
I
I'm gonna
spaced
drop this
on it.
in.
I spaced on it. And somebody's like, oh, well, durable I've used for that in the past. And he's like, no, check this out.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I was queued up to start because I thought that's what we're doing,
no,
but
no,
now
no,
I
you,
want
no, you
no no
start.
no. Now I want to see Lovely. I want to see this.
No, no, no. I will. Give me a minute though, because I didn't even create an account yesterday. It was kind of towards the end of the, it's like it's almost like we're on the latest, towards the end of the call. Somebody's dropping a bomb on me. I've got work to do or jump to my other call. And then it's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, that's what that person showed me. So
Hmm.
I'll have to tell my read.ai to like pick up any AI new technology drops.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with some news from OpenAI that's from yesterday, I think. And then I want to do a look at some Gemini stuff. Um, so this is from, yeah, yesterday at lunch Pacific. So what this is a plan from OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, or Sam Altman. All those names mean the same set of people in the same company. They're going to charge up to $20,000 a month for specialized AI agents. Now, what that means is they've entered very large business. So these are plans or software contracts or monthly contracts for very large organizations who are going to make a big difference with what they're doing. So they're calling it PhD level research at a $20,000 a month tier. What I can imagine is that that's not per person. That might be per organization. So you have to think that might be 40 people at $500 a month. And then these people might be, $250 an hour workers. So all of a sudden you're just going to save 2 hours a month across your team. I'm guessing, but just so that that number reaches you, it's like some people at the PhD research level might be charging $250 an hour. So for them to save, you know, 6 hours a month is worth to them thousands of dollars, which is how you get that $20,000 tier. Now, is this just clickbait so we talk about their company? Maybe. I don't know. But the point is that all of a sudden we're getting these, super level agents. So they're they're reportedly saying there might be a $2,000 a month high income knowledge worker agent and another software developer agent at $10,000 a month. Now, again, if you own a software company and you were hiring someone for 10,000 bucks a month, this might, help all of your teammates make that much more money or achieve that much more software development. I know people in our community, David, we're doing what they call vibe coding. Now, vibe coding is just a buzzword for you don't really have to know how to code. You can just feel a vibe, right? So it's an AI powered programming practice. So it's not any individual software. So if you hear people talk about vibe coding, it's just a concept that it's like you're hanging out with the computer and you've just got a vibe like, hey, I bet you this thing could happen. You surrender to the vibes and power of AI. You ignore the details of the generated code. So that means that you don't dig into the code like a master coder. You just text back and forth between whichever language model you're working with and say, hey, I like this feature. Could we move the box to the left? Could it be blue? Could it be clickable? Could this link open over here? And then you're not worried about maximum efficiency. You're just going to accept that this program will work and go from there. And then the last thing I'll say on that from Wikipedia is that these are Replit agent can do vibe coding. Cursor is the name I keep hearing. Bolt, I've taken a look at. Um, Lovable. That's not what you just talked about, David. You talked about love. Oh, is it lovable? You're on mute.
I think it's lovable.ai. Give me a sec.
Okay. So yeah, I've heard these names. I've heard people talk about Cursor, Bolt, and Klein for vibe
Lovable.dev.
coding. Pardon?
Lovable.dev.
I must have looked at it because it's already in my browser. Idea to app in seconds. Yeah, I have looked at this. I looked at a different one yesterday as well. I think maybe we can go to. I was hoping I'd get a demonstration right here, and they're launched. I'm just reading to see if there's anything that's eye-catching. Design your digital bookshelf. Yeah, like things like this. It looks like they're just using, conversational English to all of a sudden create a personal library with a search and ratings and titles. That stuff used to take months and teams, and now it takes minutes and effort. I'm gonna button all that up because I wanted to go over to Google and the Google suite of AI tools. I want to see if I can get a list here. Sometimes I want to do these things live in front of the audience, so it's not like super practiced, right? So I just Googled Google AI tools. I got to cloud.google.com, and then you can look at their tools, Google AI Studio, Notebook LM. I want to talk about Notebook LM. So it's a free tool from Google. We talked about it here before. If you haven't seen it, you should really try it. And let's explore the reasons why you should try Notebook LM. So it's a language model. So it's just like ChatGPT, but it's also combined with a notebook. So if I open up mine, there should be other notebooks in here, and I'll create a new one, right? So here's what happens, right? I can upload sources. So this becomes my information. One of the big complaints is that these language models tend to hallucinate. Well, when you upload your source material, you can lessen that impact. So you can see here, you can add a PDF file or a .txt. You can add markdown language. Markdown language is just when there's bold headings. Is that right, David? Because I didn't take all these things. I took a couple computer courses or one, but as I understand it, Markdown is when there are large font, bold headings, and then smaller fonts, just like any text editor, heading one, heading two.
I believe so. I believe so. And
Yeah. So
again,
the cool thing is that you can copy that from somewhere else, and it'll show up looking good, right?
right.
You can also upload audio, which is very interesting. So if you use any kind of Zoom file, Fireflies file, Otter file, I use Otter. David, you use Otter and Fireflies?
I use read.ai.
You use read.ai, right? So all of these are free to use or freemium software that can pull an audio from any kind of conversation you do on Zoom or Teams or Meet. You can add those files and get that transcript. So you don't have to do the in-between step of translating it. It connects to your Google Drive, which is your documents and your slides. Now, David, you love Gamma. You love making Gamma presentations, and Gamma presentations will output Google Slides. So you could go from your Gamma presentation and take it over here to the notebook. You can link to websites and YouTube or just straight up paste in text, which is cool, right? And once you do that on the left-hand side, it populates all these sources. So we could paste in some websites, right? Let's paste in the one we were just looking at. No, this one we were just looking at. Let's paste that in, right? We'll paste that in, right? And then as soon as I paste that in, something happens, right? Now it knows about that information. What's really cool about this is when you start using tools like Claude. So Claude is another large language model. And Claude is excellent. I got to tell you, it's really, really excellent. I've been using the projects feature, which you feed it information, just like we're feeding in information here into Notebook LM. You can use project mode with Claude, and you can do the same thing with ChatGPT. In ChatGPT, there are projects you can plus. I think you just plus the project. So on the side here, where it says projects, I just plus a new project. Right, so I do that way in Claude. In the top left where it says Claude, there's projects, and then I can create a project with that orange button. right? So we're on the same playing field here between ChatGPT, a project, between Claude, a project, and between Notebook LM, a project. I'll go off screen share so we can talk about this. The reason why you want to have all three, Claude seems to have a very deep grasp of the information. ChatGPT seems connected to the internet, but Google's Notebook LM has the biggest bookshelf. I reached the limits of Claude's bookshelf, not quickly, but I reached it. And then all of a sudden, it just wouldn't go. It just went like, oh, I'm out. And I was frustrated because in my mind, these AI tools are infinite. Like in reality, they have limits, but in my mind, there's no limit. I'm just like, I don't know, it's AI. It should be perfect. It should be huge. Google's Notebook LM seems to be huge. So when you have a lot of files and you're at work and you're like, look, I don't have sensitive data, medical data, personal financial information, so I'm comfortable sharing this with these softwares because quite honestly, if you were using Google Drive and now you're using Google language model, I don't see the difference. You've already given Google your business documents. So in my, like, I could be wrong, someone could correct me, but as far as I know, you've given the same company the same information. So you might as well spread your wings and try out these tools if it's not sensitive data. That being said, the reason to use Notebook language model is because you can get study guides, briefing documents, frequently asked questions, a timeline, and a summary. All right. And then you can ask it questions. You can feed it news sources and you can checkbox which sources you want to talk to. So if you have a latest version of the document, you can checkbox it. And again, Notebook LM is free. So I highly encourage people to use all of the tools. Put all of the files in Notebook LM so you can talk to all the information. Take the key information, go over to Claude, shape a little bit of the thinking. Take your thinking, go over to OpenAI's ChatGPT, and then use the internet. Like we've reached the point where it might sound complicated until you try it, and then after 3 times, you're just like, that was so easy. I just cut and paste. It was just cut paste. You're saving hours and hours and hours. And the reason, and I'll zip my lip here, the reason that you want to go through those steps is because when your competitors, when your competition, when other people that you're working with or working towards, when they're using one tool, then everybody's the same. If you use 3 tools, all of a sudden you can stand out. Your final product will be more informed. It will be more broad, more deep. It will be, based on internet research. You can use the deep research buttons, and it will have a stronger final output of the way it's worded, the way it's organized. We've entered the AI business era. Like you said, we're in an innovation cycle, but we've fully entered this era that to hand type and hand research something will either take you so much longer or be such of a less quality product. Almost certainly for the vast majority of the many millions of people that you should feel fearless with these tools. There's no breaking them. And if you don't like the output, don't use it. Yeah, that's what's the latest for me is that workflow that Google Notebook has a very large library and to use all of them.
Yes, I agree. And I think, and the way I kind of measure it and what I'm using for what, which one have I educated? I've spent hours and hours just talking to ChatGPT about my goals, about what I'm working on. What every week now I just put my daily schedule in and I, kind of ask it, hey, what else can I do to hit my goal for the week? So with that, I feel, so then sometimes I want it to come from nothing and not take all the baggage of what I might have told it, and I work on different projects for different clients and different companies. So then segmenting that out through projects has been very helpful. So those are just some of the things that's been happening. What have you so let's see, I could show a couple things I've been working on this week. And I really just can't give enough credit to, and I won't just say it's I will just say it's, OpenAI has this, and I think Gemini does, or Google, one of the Google products, and Gemini too, also. Um, maybe it's and then I guess Grok 3. I haven't played much with Grok 3 yet. Have you, by the way, Brad?
I have. They're all different. It's very telling when you hear that Grok 3 has like an unfiltered mode and it'll kind of cuss you out like as if you're hanging out at a frat party and someone's doing it just for laughs. It's not an important business feature, but for some people, it's a freedom of speech feature. Um, I think the best thing you can do is just try them all right now. It's free. Just it's on the X platform, which was Twitter. I don't know. Is there like a year and a half that we have to keep saying which was Twitter before we just say X and it's X? It's on X. Um, and right now it's free. So it takes like 12 seconds to just go like Grok 3 on X and then paste in your prompt and then paste it to Claude and then paste it to Gemini and then paste it to OpenAI and then paste it into Perplexity. Like that's the whole workflow. There's like 90 seconds. It's like 2 sips of your drink. And then just read them all and go, this is what suits this project. If I have something that I'm starting brand new, I try them all because to a certain degree, you can use them all for free.
Right.
So I haven't used Grok 3 much, but I've tried it, and some of the results I got, I really liked. And, I pasted it back over into my other one.
Right. Let me show just a quick demo, because some people may not be using this enough. I know we talked about it earlier, right? It's like you and I are so immersed into everything going on, but I know many of the people that may come across the show, we just want to give some practical uses too. And right, I mean, I was going through Suno. Yes, it's just so much stuff. Anyway, let me share my phone
Yeah.
screen. And here we go. And now I'm going to get into ChatGPT and I'm going to say, hey, Chat, can you help me design a graphic with. I'm having trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit. Okay. It looks like they may be offline for a minute. Let me try to go right back in. Sometimes that works. Can you hear the sound, by the way?
Yeah, we can hear and see it. So you
Okay.
put the OpenAI app on your phone. This is the app.
OpenAI app. And Chad, are you available to help me with Canva? Okay. Chat. Hello.
Looks stuck. Maybe you have to close,
It's,
reopen.
yeah, let me try that and then I'll come back.
Because what you're about to demonstrate, if it works, is really cool. This is not the website on your browser. This is like from the App Store or the free app, OpenAI's ChatGPT.
Well, I log in with my account, so I don't know. So it might be, and now it seems stuck on the screen, even though I'm seeing something different on my phone. So let me try to reshare.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
now we see the dot.
Yep. Hi, chat. Can you help me with a Canva graphic, please? Chat, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay. So what I will do is just show everybody. Chat's not responding now, but that's okay. And what I've been doing is when I'm building our website or going through, graphics on Canva, I'm probably not the best at. But if I wanted to update this graphic, maybe change the colors,
The
you know,
screen I think that we're seeing kind of froze, just so you know. It's
oh, it
maybe
did.
there's a way to refresh it. Yeah, for some reason, what the viewers are going to see is like
Okay, I
a
see. Okay,
spiral of,
so then let's
yeah,
pause this
yeah.
because I think we're gonna get to the point, Brad, where so many people are using this stuff. I
Mhm.
mean, we may have to stop the latest because millions of people are watching the show and using ChatGPT and clogging it up for us. I'm just kidding. All right. But serious. Okay, so let's go into Lovable. So
Yeah.
Lovable app in seconds. Again, I haven't played with it much, but let's play with it. By Lovable.
That's .dev, like .developer.
Yep. New look and feel for my website. WITI, course, innovation, trust, and influence. Even though I never have to, correct spelling because AI knows, I'll just do it anyway.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's see what it comes. I'm just going to put this in. Let's sign in. Oops. I did not. Oh, create one. Oops, my bad. Boom. And here we go. Let's see what Lovable comes up with, Brad. It's so exciting. And do you see my screen, correct?
Yeah, we can see the text populating with the heart on the left and some text on or a heart on the right and then some text on the left.
Perfect.
So you don't
Wow.
have to know, I'll say for the benefit of the audience, you don't have to know what that code says, and you don't have to edit that code. The app is doing that for you.
Right. Amazing, right?
Yeah. Because, in 1998 and 9, I was in computer science and we had to type that stuff.
Without a doubt, and I'd learned early HTML. I learned something. At least once HTML came out, it was a little easier, obviously, to understand, and brackets and page breaks and boldness or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it's pretty incredible. Our system at WITI, and we've been around for a long time, so we have some older tech on when we're sending out mail and stuff that does require an HTML version and a text version. Now I just boom, pop it into chat or excuse me, or Claude, give it instructions, presto.
So your aim here is what? What are we making with lovable.dev on
Well,
screen?
I asked it for a new look and feel for
Okay.
and just to see what it would come up with without feeding it my website because I don't want to give it I don't want it to look and say, oh, I can improve this, that, or that. I'd rather have it in this case come from zero
Right.
and give me, what it recommends. So it's giving me a lot of code.
Right. Now, are you going to paste that code somewhere or what's going to
I
happen? I'm saying that for the benefit of the audience who doesn't know.
guess so you're probably saying it to me too, because I have no idea. But hopefully it's gonna show. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so you just typed in, hey, I'd like a website about this company, and it made what looks like a real web page.
A real web page.
Wow. And then you could say, here's my hex code, custom colors, etc.
Wow. Right. And we are in the process of just I really like how clean this is.
Hmm.
And I think with these sites too, Brad, it's like love this look and feel. I'm sure I could just shift stuff over here, or I can just say, I like this. Let me create a WordPress. Use this look and feel to give me direction and ideas for WordPress.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
like we saw that live. That took maybe 90 seconds, maybe.
Right. Incredible.
It is incredible. You used to research which website builder should I use, and that took 90 seconds.
Right. Right. And now pumping in, we have our member management system. How do I create, glue it all together? What I would use for this is, and now let me go back to chat to see if I can get this chat bot working again. Let me see. I'll just, before I share, I'll see if it's ready. Hey, chat, can you help me with a couple things? Are you ready yet? Oh, still not ready. But what I would have asked was, then I would show it. Okay, chat, here's what I got from Lovable. They gave me all this code. I'm not a programmer. How can I create this? Here's my goals to have people funnel through, to register for our events, to sign up as a member, to tell us just how we can support them, fill out surveys, right? And that's what we'd ask. And anyway, I thought this was very interesting. Um, right. And just the amount of code it seemed to write too, like
Mhm.
this isn't, I don't think, as ordinary. And it created a README file. So it looks like it actually not only gave you the text, but gave you documentation as well. And it
Wow.
had integration to GitHub.
Hmm.
So I think that's great. However, let's try not to pollute GitHub with a bunch of stuff, right? Just as we've seen through LinkedIn and some of these other things. Um,
I
so
continue to say the best thing about these tools is you are a 1 hour wage away from hiring someone who knows how to do these things.
right,
You could go to Upworks or Fiverr and hire the person for their going rate and know that you're 60 minutes away from the person who enjoys this and has done this before. You say, I'm aware AI can do this in 90 seconds. You hire them for 90 minutes. You might have it live on the internet. Like you
right.
don't have to go out and do this. You could be $50 away from it, which I got to tell you, 2 years ago, if someone said I was $50 and 90 minutes away from a live website, I'd be astonished.
Totally. And it's like when I have in mind what I want, and then if I have to explain it to somebody, to a human, and then they're bringing in all their previous past into how they think things should be. It's sometimes it clouds my, right, and I have to go back and forth. I can tell AI, who's such a great collaborator with me, hey,
Hmm.
this is what I'm trying to do. These are my goals, that type of thing.
So
Um,
while you've got the share open, can you go to fn7.io, function7.io? I did this the other day, but I did it for a project that I'm not sharing on a live stream on YouTube. So I don't want to open my account and share what I'm not yet sharing live to the world. But you could check this out. I showed this on Monday. It was free, and I made a mock-up of an app that worked. And
wow.
if you scroll down, they give you examples visually. Past the YouTube video is a carousel of demonstrative, if you zoom in on those. So this is the kind of thing you can make. And it asked me questions.
This is incredible.
you know. So you could make one, just like A app meets B app if you use, I don't know.
Is this what you're talking about, Brad?
Yeah, yeah. So if you have any idea and you wondered what it would look like as an app, it took like, I don't know, 2 minutes. It was so smooth and so swift. Um, and it was free. It gives you like whatever number of credits that it worked.
Wow.
And then it gave me a shareable URL. So I could share that with someone, say, hey, here's what we're picturing could be an application on your handset, on your phone, on your device. Um, I don't know. We could try it live or we could save that for next time, but it's pretty cool.
So that's incredible. Let's complete, because I'm going up to Silicon Valley. I'm going to leave in a
Yeah.
few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as I think we should start doing now for the show, Let me get the transcript. Okay, so now I don't know if you can see the overlay with the transcript, but I'm just going to save the transcript, show it in Finder.
No, we're seeing the app still right now. We're seeing the fn7.io function
Okay, but
7.
what I'm doing is I just opened up from the closed captioning that we had running. I don't want to lose this FN7, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
open this over here. We're gonna go to ChatGPT. Hey, chat, we just completed episode 17 of the latest. Latest. We calling this a podcast?
Yeah.
Let's see, hold on, of the latest. Podcast with Brad Roach.
See, this is where I'd encourage you to make a project. Not today and not now, but
No, without a doubt.
yeah.
For sure. And by the way, I thought I saw yesterday they changed it so I could just put chats in projects. So I could just after the fact move it in.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I've learned that too. You can drag and drop them from your side menu in OpenAI's ChatGPT. You can just click
right.
it, and as soon as it starts to, wiggle, or the framework around it lights up, you just drag it over into the project that you want. That's real good. So you took your read.ai transcript of our podcast.
It
Or was it the Zoom transcript?
was just the Zoom transcript.
Right.
Right. So I pasted it in. I said I'm gonna create a presentation overview of the show for Gamma. I hit go.
Yeah. See if I can start a timer while we're doing this, just so for my own purposes. Stopwatch. We're about 10 seconds in, but I'll put my stopwatch on.
Okay, and now
Um, or did you hit go? Maybe you didn't hit the arrow.
no, I did hit go, but nothing's happening.
Oh no.
So we are having a fail alert. Let's see if other things on my computer are working. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It looks
Maybe
like
if you control A, copy
yeah,
all, and refresh.
I
You have to
tried
type it
that.
twice.
I tried that and it wouldn't let me.
Oh no.
Let's see if this page. Okay. Oh no, that page reloaded. Maybe now this is ready.
I mean, your internet's working because we're talking live on YouTube. So,
Like,
right.
that's right. So now I think it could be a ChatGPT issue.
Mm.
So now why don't I just go over to Claude?
Hey, now you're thinking.
I'll put this in a project like you recommended.
Yeah. Right.
Create a new project. This will be the latest with Brad Rochefort and David Leighton.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Claude. Please take the transcripts from episode 17 of the latest with David Leighton and oops, I give you first billing with Brad. Oops. Rochefort and oh yeah, I did it right. And to create an overview can put in Gamma and it'll get the English version of whatever I type there.
Yeah. So
Um,
So that was only like a minute and 20 seconds, including creating the project.
I
Because
love
when we
it.
say these things only take a minute, that was a literal minute. And now it's spitting it out here or it's populating the answer. I don't know what word everyone's using for the answer being created by the language model, but it's doing it. And um, you just
Final.
hit the clipboard copy button, right?
Hit the clipboard copy. Jump into Gamma.
So we're still under 2 minutes here on the timer. So this is taking less than 2 minutes.
We're going to time this every week. Let me create a new. Oh, what was that middle one? Did I miss something? Oh no, that's from one-line prompts. I don't want that. I'm pasting it all in. You can do these one-line prompts in Gamma.
Yeah. Check all the text went in there. Can you do that?
Let's see. Yep, final thoughts.
Yeah, yeah,
Boom, tech-savvy individuals interested in AI and its applications. It's probably a good, accurate description for writing for, right, Brad?
yeah, yeah,
With
yeah. Tech
Gamma,
savvy individuals.
right? And always know I can go back to Claude. Can you expand my prompt for this area?
Yeah,
So you're doing something for a client or just something that's critical, use that. But again, normally you don't have to. You can put additional instructions up here.
yeah.
Um, so let's see. So now we're going to go free form. So we'll let it create.
Right.
Last week we did lighter, maybe darker this week, or should we keep the
Sure.
same? Okay.
Well, we can try it out, see which one we like better.
Yeah, okay. So we'll do like that one or that one.
Uh,
Any
that
of
looks
these.
cool. Yeah,
This one, this one and
sure.
last one. Okay.
That one looks good too.
Let's generate it. Are we under 5 minutes still?
3 minutes 30.
Okay, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's just about right now as the sentence finishes, that's 4 minutes. And you paused and explained a couple things, and
Exactly.
including starting the project. If you had that at cut and paste, you would have saved half a minute.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this will be about 5 minutes total. It'll be done
Right.
because this won't take another 45 seconds.
By the
Just
time we're at 20, we're going to be banging these things out in 3 minutes.
Well, yeah, because you'll have a ready prompt, right? You'll just say episode 12, episode 20, episode 40, click go. Um,
So let's see. Lovable. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, good. So now I'm going to share it. We're going to go to export. We will create a Google. Well, let's just put it right on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was 5 minutes. So you're right at the push to LinkedIn button, and the
So
whole
now,
thing took 5 minutes.
yep. So now I'm going to say we're going to post the gamma, oops, on LinkedIn. Please write the post. Okay, let's have it.
See, that's smart. You got Claude to write the LinkedIn post.
It's a new episode alert. Oh, see, not that I wouldn't have typed the exact same thing, but
Yeah.
it's good to get some love. Boom. Let me just take a quick look. Please. You just have to really double check. Now, here's one thing I just want to show everybody. I cannot add Brad's link to him here. So what
Hmm.
I'm gonna do is it'll be posted to LinkedIn.
So that was 6 minutes. Even with some tutorials, that was a 6 minute task where we went from transcript of a live conversation to post it on social media. And you use free tools. You can use Claude for free. You can use Gamma for free. Although maybe the LinkedIn button is a member feature.
Yes.
Maybe,
And
maybe.
Yeah, no, right. Well, no, and this is no, I don't know if it is, but this has been happening lately. Team at Gamma, I will put it in Slack, right? So it comes through this post cannot be displayed, but then what I do is I go to my and verses we have to talk about too, but we'll deal with that next week.
Uh-huh.
Wrong, wrong button. So now I just go to okay, there it is. It popped to the front. It does appear. Now I can go into edit posts. It's raining up here, and I'll bet that's it. But still, we're fine on Zoom, so who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna add side Brad in. When you already have the name, make sure you go to the second name. It'll add two Rocheforts.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, and here's what it's been doing too. So it's been omitting some of the text, right? So now what I got to do is go back to Claude, grab this. So it's a few minutes of massaging it, and
Yeah. But it's been 8 minutes. I mean, like, honestly, this is a pretty amazing output to have a posted social media slideshow from scratch in 8 minutes. And again, like we said, we're kind of going slow talking about it. Your internet's being a little tricky. And then I think you can give the document a title,
right. So this will
like
be
episode 17. We're still inside 9 minutes. Like, this is still super impressive.
okay, cool. And we don't want to, we can't break the records on the first one. We have to have something to aspire to for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and name. So it'll tag it in for my followers or people.
Yeah.
Um, okay, dive deep into space there. Okay. So now I'm going to go to OpenAI, tag OpenAI in,
Okay.
tag Google in, tag love, give some props to the companies we've been.
See, that's really smart. That's where you're taking it to the next level because now when people are searching for information about that app, they might come across your post, they might come across the slideshow, they might come across this episode.
Exactly.
And you're adding value deeply because that's where 10 minutes flat right there. But you're sort of going slow and taking your time showing people. And it's beautiful because
Right.
you didn't let AI replace anybody. You're still putting in work. You're still the human at the wheel here.
Right.
If there's a car metaphor that you're steering the car, but you know what? In the future, people aren't going to be driving cars, so I don't even know if that makes sense anymore because
I
people have their Waymo.
and I always tag in, or I always replace hyphens, because a lot of times those come through and look like
Mm.
AI wrote things or something.
Well, we're broadcasting live to YouTube that AI wrote this, so the cat's out of the bag.
Exactly. So let's do.
At the same time, I make that lighthearted joke. The value here is that you've used AI to summarize a real conversation. You didn't just have AI generate a post from the air. This is, from a live conversation, which everyone's watching us have. Um,
right.
this is such a great workflow.
I'm grabbing the link for our show.
Yeah.
Um,
Once you have a format down, I think you can use a project to say, always include my name, always include the episode, always include um, the link to the matter at hand. Um, you could definitely do this in 6 or 7 minutes.
yep. So now, boom, 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 we're good. Maybe we'll put.
Yeah, you have exceptional LinkedIn habits of hashtagging, of tagging people, of posting, of engaging people. I think there's a lot to be learned from the way you do these things, David.
Thank you. No, I mean, I've been on LinkedIn, I think since 2002-ish.
Oh,
And
wow.
every year, like 100 feature plus features comes out. Right. So thank you for that feedback, Brex. I'm just like, oh no, doesn't everybody know
No,
this? No, right?
no, no.
Um,
You're very action oriented. You're just like, I'm going to take 6 minutes right now and the post is up instead of saying, I'm going to post that later, which is what most of us do.
right. And then if we think too, like, oh, you know what, I should have maybe we should have tagged in a few people or posted or
Yeah.
tagged in WITI. So let's just go back.
Yeah. This might be our record length episode so far.
Oh
We've
yeah,
gone we've gone into this episode for sure.
right. But now here I can do at Julie Smith. So we could do at any recommendations, Brad, of
You can
who
put
to
Camille Bonk in there.
Camille, at um I think that woman that came for the first time to at throw Maffei in there.
Mhm.
And then I'll put a few of our witty or here, Susan. What's her name? Susan? From where's she
Susan.
from? New Zealand?
She's in Australia.
Australia? Okay.
Yeah, Susan Yu.
Okay, we won't do too many, so we'll get Susan in there. Then
Mhm.
add Witty. Is Brain Juice, does it have a LinkedIn page?
Um, we do. It's a group, not a page right now.
Okay,
You should have an invite. If it's
oh,
there,
yeah.
go for it. But it might not be our because there's a
Is it, are any of these?
um
I don't think you can tag in groups. You can only tag in pages.
well, maybe you have to make a page because right now we've got a group.
Yeah, so put it up, and I can work with you on that.
Yeah.
Cool. So then I know we're forgetting people. Sorry, everybody. And some people were tagged into the live stream too.
Yeah,
To
that's
add
it.
with, and then we
I
could
think
add.
it's good to have this hangout style YouTube to show people like sometimes I prepare for things, but sometimes you need to see what it's like in real time because if you only watch YouTube and you see people who prepared all week for 1 hour, you don't get the sense of what it's like to actually do these things. And then
Right.
in the moment you go like, "Oh, those guys are perfect and I'm not." You're like, it's better to just see it like in like that this is the latest. You can't prepare for the latest. You have to just be there and hang out and see this is how long it takes.
No, I love it. And then we'll evolve this every week, and I know it's getting late. Um, we'll start rewarding people that repost and share with something. I don't know, maybe invites to think tanks or the brain juice or something.
Yeah.
And then right, and then to repost. We talked about on Thursday, or on Monday, you always want to, if you're trying to support the person's post, always comment first and then react. That earns
Yeah.
extra points. Um, yeah, and you can send it to people, you can share it, you can do a bunch of
Yeah.
things. So
And
anyway,
and when you say extra points for clarity, that means that LinkedIn will show your post to more people.
correct.
Because I've heard people say they have 100,000 followers or 100,000 connections, and then they get 10 likes, and they're baffled by it.
Right.
And from what
Uh,
I've heard, I think from Camille, is this
uh,
true that it's best to like be on LinkedIn for 20 minutes and then post and then still be on LinkedIn for another 20 minutes and that it sees you as an active user? Is that true or is that just theory?
that sounds like it makes sense.
Because,
So,
in today's AI era, the ability to just spam all day on the hour, here's a post, here's a post, here's a post, you're not actually using LinkedIn. You're just like, you're not with it, you're at it.
right.
And I think
Uh,
that LinkedIn is as equally savvy a group of people as the people using it, that they're like, who's actually here and not just throwing things at it.
well, it's owned by Microsoft, LinkedIn, so I'm sure they have. And actually, the guy I'm having lunch with up at Stanford today, his company was bought by LinkedIn, so I think they're still affiliated. So I'll try to get more information out of him, old friend
Yeah.
Ben Chang. Shout out to Ben Chang. Um, if you're in the Silicon Valley tonight, want to go to the Park James Hotel for Human's event? Anybody that's there should be pretty good with the ambassador to Mongolia. So we'll
Well,
find
that's
out.
something. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, and I think that's the latest until what happens in 10 minutes, but we can cut it off now. Um, if you're coming to the think tank later, Brad, I'll be doing it while driving, so feel free to join and help if you'd like. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing. And
All right.
everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week. And that was